This isn't an ordinary pumpkin, it's a munchkin pumpkin creme brulee. It's so creamy and delicious and super simple to make. These little pumpkins have started popping up in UK supermarkets and they're perfectly safe to eat, so let's turn them into individual creme brulee treats. Wash and dry them well, then grab a serrated knife to slice off the tops. Trust me, serrated is the way to go. I tried to cut them with a straight knife at first and it was way too difficult. To make it easier to carve out the inside is really tough. Cut a circular shape using a straight knife, then use a spoon to pull out the seeds. Don't toss the seeds. If you're into snacking, you can air fry them at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Use the spoon to gently scrape down the inner edges, saving any pumpkin shavings you get along the way. These shavings will go straight into our custard for extra flavour. Or if you don't want to carve any pumpkins, you can use pumpkin puree instead and pour the custard into ramekins instead of pumpkins. Now preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Celsius if you have a fan oven. In a mixing bowl, combine 4 egg yolks, 1 whole egg and some sugar. Whisk until it's well combined, then set it aside. Now in a pot, add your saved pumpkin shavings, a cinnamon stick. This one was huge, I just broke it in half. Add a few cloves, ginger, cream and vanilla. To cut the vanilla pod, use a sharp knife and cut it along the entire pod. Open it slightly with your fingers and use the knife to scrape along the inside to collect all the tiny black seeds. The seeds are what carry the vanilla flavour, so add them and the pod directly to the mixture. Vanilla pods are so expensive, so I won't judge you for using vanilla essence instead. Stir everything together, then heat this mixture over the lowest heat possible for roughly 10 to 19 minutes, just until it begins to simmer. The longer you let this mixture heat, the stronger the pumpkin flavour will be. Just be sure to keep the heat low and watch it carefully to avoid boiling, because if it gets too hot, the creme brulee will curdle. There's no point in putting it in the oven. Now we're going to temper the eggs to make sure they stay smooth and don't scramble. Slowly pour the hot cream mixture into the eggs whilst whisking. This keeps the eggs silky without cooking them, so don't pour the liquid all at once. Pour the mixture through a sieve for a smooth custard. Place the pumpkin bowls in a baking dish and carefully fill each pumpkin with the custard mixture. Leave a little space at the top. Pour boiling water into the baking dish, filling it about halfway up the size of the pumpkins. This water bath keeps the custard smooth and helps it bake evenly. I had some mixture left over, so I poured them into ramekins. Bake for 20 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. Mine was ready in 20 minutes, but this can vary. Quick tip, if the custard jiggles slightly in the middle, it's done. If it's completely set, then it may be overbaked. My oven has a lot of different settings and I keep forgetting to use the right one for baking, so I used the wrong one, which resulted in a few burnt bits on top. However, the creme brulees were jiggling in the middle. I took them out at the right time and they set perfectly. Once baked, leave the pumpkins in the water bath for 10 minutes. Then take them out and let them cool to room temperature. Cover each pumpkin with cling film and refrigerate it for at least 4 hours or overnight. This sets the custard and enhances the flavour. Before serving them, sprinkle a teaspoon of sugar on top and caramelize it with a blowtorch. Wait 5 minutes for the sugar to harden before cracking into it. Honestly, I prefer them without the hard sugar. They are so delicious on their own, but obviously it won't be a creme brulee without it. And that's it, easy peasy lembu squeezy.